Well, my name is Jonte and I'm the designer for Jonte Designs. I started the label in 2012 and that was after studying at Polytechnic West for 3 years. So I studied fashion and I also did some commerce as well at Curtin. And before that I was always interested in fashion through school. I always entered competitions, I did textiles and art, entered the Teenage Fashion Awards. So I always kind of revolved myself around fashion and then just evolved from there. It was Jean-Paul Gaultier and Alexander McQueen. I was always very inspired by what they did artistically and also as designers, what they did with clothing and also just the shows that they produced as well, always massive spectacles. I think every time I kind of change depending on my inspiration, but there is always a soul story base to it or something that really runs through the collection that keeps it all cohesive. So that soul inspiration, whether it's come from my surroundings or experiences or travelling, or even just directly from fabrics and surfaces and textures, I think I will definitely continue it through each collection I do. But with galvanised, I had a colour palette in my mind which I really loved and was drawn to. So when I looked at fabrics, I was drawn to ones which really fitted within the colour palette, and also textiles which really caught my eye with like a beautiful tactile finish to it for this as well, because everything was very much visual to make textures. I think the fabrics which had beautiful textures really drew me to them. I design for probably I have a solid aesthetic that I design for, but it's definitely for an edgy woman who wants to stand out from the crowd, but she's still feminine and empowered. So that's what I really design for. That's who I have in my head. I hopefully see Jonte stocked nationally. That'll be amazing. So I do have some stockers in Melbourne at the moment, but I'd love to see it all over Australia. That'd be great. And also to hopefully do some fashion weeks interstate and just get the label out there a bit more. But I'll definitely see where it takes me. It's been a very exciting ride. I'd just like to see organically where it will take me, where it will lead.
I see your inspirations and you work quite closely with your mother. Do you think she's been an inspiration since the start? Or?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. When we grew up in South Africa and I'd go to fashion lectures with her and I'd draw my Barbie dolls and while she would teach her students. Yeah. So when we moved to Australia and I got into fashion, it's been amazing having her help me with the business, work with me, and she's also an illustrator, so she depicts and illustrates lots of my designs, which is wonderful to have, so it's a great collaboration. I think I'd like to start off with stocking boutiques, so visiting them. Like I've got one already which does really, really well, so I think it definitely will fit into the markets. So I think just going and introducing my label to stores would be great, and then also applying for fashion weeks. Having your clothing on the runway is always so exciting. It's like the 2 minutes of glory, which is amazing. So I'd love to do that over East as well, and then go into those markets.
When do you think when you're designing a piece, when do you know it's finished?
Probably when we're shooting it in a photo shoot. So you would know when we're on our photo shoots, I think seeing the looks on the models and then just letting it all come together. I think that's the final time I'm like, oh, it does look really good. Until then you're probably still thinking, can I do this, can I do that, or is it really finished? So I think probably when it's on a model and you're shooting it, you can just stand back and see the whole picture. So you can find Jonte Designs online at Click Arcade and also through our own website, and then we've also got more stockers of where we're stocked on the website too, so you can check it out.
Brilliant.